Hey everybody, it's Informed and Confused. I'm Ellen.
And I'm Nick.
And today we are back with Star Trek Discovery.
Not just any episode of Star Trek Discovery. My favorite episode. And I will say, it's probably not the best episode of the season. Like, I don't think it's the best written. I don't think it's, like, the best shot. I just think it's really fun.
And you have said you only seen about the first season, so...
Like, first season and a half. Like, I'm fairly certain that my computer played the first two seasons. But there was a point when I binged this, when I first found it, where, like, I was falling asleep to it.
So you don't really remember the second half of that.
There's a few things that really stand out with Commander Pike that are just like, yeah. I like Pike. I like Pike.
You said you think he's your favorite. He may be your favorite Star Trek captain.
I need a little political slogan button. I like Pike.
Get one of those I like Ike pins and try to
just add a P, piss off a whole bunch of historical collectors, deface a piece of human history, or really American history. No, the rest of the planet cares about it. Let's be honest. The rest of the planet didn't like Ike that much.
He was the commander-in-chief of like the Allied forces in World War II. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people over there who like Ike.
We also did a cargo cult episode where some people pray to him.
No, not Ike.
Yeah, wasn't there one to Eisenhower?
I don't think so. There was one to Prince Charles.
Yeah,
I remember that
I
one,
could have
but
sworn
not
there
Ike.
was. No. No, you're right. It wasn't Eisenhower. The U.S. president they liked was
LBJ.
Yeah,
It was LBJ.
Yeah,
That's
Lyndon
right.
Baines Johnson.
That's who it was.
Yep.
It was Johnson.
Yep. Nope. That's what I got confused on.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah. No. Okay. So I just want to say this now to prep you. The reason I like this episode is I think it's funny.
Intentionally funny or unintentionally funny?
Both. There are most definitely jokes written into the script, which I think land excellently. But the sci-fi trope that this episode revolves around, it is Trek, so we are in a trope-tastic universe. The trope they do, I feel, lends itself to comedy by design. Okay. I feel in and of itself, it is humorous.
Yeah, because what's the episode title? Magic to make the sanest man go mad.
Of course, this is an episode I love.
Yeah.
Oh god, I wish it was the cue. I wish it was the cue so bad, but it's not.
I saw a thumbnail that might be this episode. In which case, I think I may have a idea of who's showing up.
Well, we'll just have to watch to find out.
We'll have to watch and see.
I am so excited for this. You have no idea. I really love this episode.
With that, let's get into it.
Engage. Engage. Number one.
I'm trying to engage. It won't engage. There it goes.
I thought it was Wesley Crusher that engaged. About the adventure so far.
Oddly enough, the very first thing that jumps out in my head for whatever reason is the fact that the captain had a triple in his office. I don't know why that just amuses the hell out of me. Because triple.
I'm here for it.
But I do like the opening.
I'm glad that it finally grew on you because, like, I like this. So, like, This is one of those things where, like, listening to it makes me wish I was, like, still in a band class as a teenager and I could argue, no, we need to play this next concert.
Yeah. No, like, I mean, of course, with the caveat that whenever they put up, like, that crap that is supposed to be Klingon crap that isn't Klingon crap.
Yeah, we're aware.
We're aware. But beyond that, just in the general sense of the style of it and the music and all that.
Kind of X-ray effect.
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, no, the visual effect, the breakaway, the coming in with, like, drafting lines, like, some dynamics.
Oh.
Yeah. This is the first Starfleet party I've looked at. Like, fuck, how do I get in? This is the first time I've looked at it. It's like, yes. This actually looks like a military party. Ah, sorry, Synthahol. This is Starfleet.
Yeah. I don't know. Wait till he was talking there.
Is Synthahol a
So-
thing yet?
Synthahol should be a thing by now, right?
It was like next generation.
They introduced the concept in this generation. There's never anything that establishes that Synthahol doesn't exist back then.
Yeah, no, I always assumed Kirk was just boozing it up.
I get the feeling they still call it near beer.
Oh, crap. Oh, great. More buffering.
Yep. Chief Stamets isn't going through things.
I mean, he did grab.
We should all be so lucky to have anyone look at us the way Stamets looks at his husband. We should all be so lucky to be loved that much by anyone even once.
Hey, Bill, is it possible for you to actually move it to the other side of the TV? The box? I don't know if the wiring allows for it.
It's a while.
More like a space squid, but
They call it a space whale.
Space cephalopod?
I would love space cephalopods, man. Those guys are fascinating. It's not what this episode is, and I love what this is.
Like space whale Mothra.
huh. Appears to be an Andorian?
Appears to be.
Huh?
Except you notice those hands ain't blue.
I haven't seen. All I saw was just antennae.
Okay, next
Eyelashes
time,
on
next
the
time, take a look at the hands. Just if you can.
Helmet.
I do like the helmet though. I think that'd be an awesome prop, like to 3D print or something.
Oh, him.
Ah,
Yes.
there's his back.
That's who I thought it was. I saw him in a thumbnail.
Science fiction nonsense time.
Impressive.
And everybody's dead.
I can see.
As we come back to staying alive.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine.
Abrams Trek movie where they're playing Beastie Boys. It's like, is this classical music? I believe it is.
Yeah. Okay. So his
Now
character-
he's back to normal Stamets. Spice whales. Not in danger of being court-martialed.
Go Trek.
I keep saying cowboy energy.
You don't know what a real cowboy is. And I've only seen Hollywood.
He steal it from? Did he have time to go to a replicator? Did he bring it with him? Was this in his kit? Like, I have so many questions about that cup.
I mean,
It's just goofy and weird
well, I
and
mean,
random.
You're right. This is a very Trek episode. It's a time loop episode, but
I feel it's very goofy and off the wall, and I love it.
and we're just skipping ahead.
Yeah, because of the tardigrade DNA, he's now like
Yeah.
quantumly locked, so he can't
Yeah.
he's experiencing real time. I like to think he fucked around and at least one. I think he took a break at one point, like, God damn it, I need a drink before I get back at this.
Groundhog's Day.
Like, I'm gonna take this loop off and just relax for a while.
Yeah, just Bill Murray's it.
One loop, he just decides to kill everyone because, you know what? Fuck it. Why not?
One loop, he learns how to play piano.
Yeah. There's an episode of Stargate you'd really, really like where they play with this concept, and it's like, let's just take a few loops off and just do some fun shit.
It's what I say. If you know you're stuck in an infinite loop,
Problem is, how do you know it's infinite?
realities where Mud just got his ass beat.
Yeah. I mean, when your ship is powered by an antimatter reactor, it kind of comes with the territory.
When every single display panel also comes with a C4 charge in it.
No, it's just a bunch of like
It's a shape charge too. It's directed energy.
no, it's a bunch of like sparklers just buried under the console.
Always 10 ages.
It's a bunch of improperly loaded blanks.
Oh God.
Really watch Stamets' reaction because when you find out the question, it hits. Beautifully understated while being the perfect level for what
You don't have that. You don't have to like narrate the entire.
No,
episode.
I'm sorry. No, it's just, no. Stamets' reaction there is something that sticks with me. It's standout acting, and it's beautifully understated. I have to imagine that one's the most satisfying. On the bridge in front of his crew. See, you can tell that one was the second draft because he was like, wait, no, the chair.
Oh.
You know what I just realized? That skeleton.
Last episode.
I just
Or
now
no,
know, this
yeah.
is literally the first time I've noticed it, like really in the
That is a
background. It's
Gorn,
like,
yeah.
oh, that's a Gorn. That means he did a loop.
Hold on.
And some fun bags.
So we're gonna waste a couple of loops on getting her up to dating standards here, like.
Get laid or we're all dead. Oh god, why isn't that a coming of age sci-fi comedy movie? We need to get writing, boys. They have to get laid to save the world.
That was made a couple of times in the 80s. Weird science.
Yeah.
Her pillow talk sucks.
Insert rotor, rotate 98 degrees. Wouldn't know anything about that in another watch we're doing.
My kind of man.
Yeah, I was just thinking like, time loops, love. Yeah,
I'm
somebody's gonna have that
I am
fuck it
hedging
moment.
my bets, motherfucker. Oh, how many tries he just got his ass beaten hauled to the detention level because you know it happened.
Yeah.
Like, Starfleet's not incompetent. That looks like a D20.
The Orb of MacGuffin?
I will not crit you.
That's a hell of a crit.
I was gonna mention that. Do his instincts know it's a time loop somehow? That he's not really
I
in
mean,
danger?
possibly?
Yeah, they haven't gone off any of the other times.
Because, I mean, it seems to be a psychic ability. It really
Yeah.
does not seem to be environmentally prompt. Background of all of this, there's still a fucking Gormagander in the hold. See, you shouldn't swallow dice. They're plastic. I know they look tasty, but don't do it. They're not candy. I mean, more or less.
Like all I saw was
It had
the
a
back
nice
of
case.
Yeah, it was the back of a cell phone case. That's all I saw.
Welcome to the dark reality of technology. Like, okay, this is one of those things that's like mildly annoying when people say like Trek predicted the future of tablets. Yeah, they had a different tablet for everything instead of one. He is so lucky that he didn't decide to just shoot him because.
Yeah.
Yeah, immediately goes south, which is why I know there's just so many realities where he got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
He's not actually good at this. Told you it was a funny episode.
Like it's not.
It's not roll on the floor funny, but like there are purpose-built jokes in this.
I mean, he had this shit coming.
Like, here's the thing that frustrates me. She's like good looking and nice and into him.
Yeah. Well, he's just the kind of guy who doesn't want to actually be tied to anybody else.
I mean, clearly she would crush your nuts in a vice given. So which would you rather, Starfleet prison colony or home arrest with Stella?
Oh, me?
You don't get to leave either. You don't get to leave either.
I mean, home arrest with Stella? Is that a question? Like
Oh.
I mean, unless there's shit here I don't know about, but just based off of that. This is the only time ever that
You're leaving out the entire Midwest, Alan.
Intoxicants weren't involved.
This is your brain. This is your brain on time loop.
But yeah, that's my favorite episode of season 1.
Yeah. There aren't any end credit scenes to these, are there?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm now going to end up going home and checking and being proven just gloriously wrong.
The critical scene that explains everything within an end credit scene.
See, that just allows us to like go through and be like, as hacks and frauds, when the series is over, do a bonus episode of just us reacting to the end credit scenes. Like, oh, that would have made more sense.
Oh. Well, Bill and I had one of those with ReZero where there was a rather important end credit scene that we missed, and we didn't pick up on it till.
It was like the first episode or something like that.
Well, it was like the second time loop. He was already in the mansion.
Well, like
But yeah.
Well, okay, talking about end credit scenes, have you noticed Peacemaker has 2 per episode, and it pisses me right the fuck off?
Are there 2 per
There's
episode?
one at the end of the episode, like proper, where it's like setting shit up, almost a preview, or it's like, you know, the little cameo type deal to explain something more. And then after that, after everything rolls, like you have to avoid the next episode prompt. It's that far at the end.
Right.
It'll be a take that they didn't use.
I saw one of those. I think I've missed several of those end credit scenes because I don't remember there being one for every one of them.
I discovered this early on because I saw, I believe, the very first one. And the very first one of the unused scenes is when his dad is showing him the helmets. This one gives you scabies. Why would I want scabies? Challenge yourself. Cut to 3 episodes, like 2 episodes later, when he's just shoving helmets into the bag. Yeah. My only thought is, which one gives you scabies? Did he take the scabies helmet?
Of course.
Yeah. Part of me wishes we had chosen to do a reaction series to that. Because I think that would have been, in retrospect, that would have been really fun to do.
Only 4 episodes.
I mean, it's not too late. We would just have to pause everything else we're doing for no reason.
Well, we've already started watching it. I don't want to go into something else that we're not coming into blind.
I did also start Doom Patrol, and I actually like that.
I've heard good things about it.
It's a great series.
Yeah.
I like Doom Patrol.
Dude, Brendan Fraser for the win, right?
He's in that? I didn't know he was in that.
Yeah,
Oh,
he plays Robot Man.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's Robot.
Yeah, Cliff Steele. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, it's 90% voice. I'm sure he's not the person in the suit, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I
he
mean,
flashbacks all the time
Oh, yeah.
through the show.
Oh,
you get him actually acting too. But
But I
it's
mean-
not very Star Trek.
Yeah.
so highs and lows of the episode. How do you feel?
I enjoyed it. Overall, I definitely enjoyed it.
I didn't oversell it. I know that was a possible concern.
I mean, I was expecting it to be some sort of, like, originally I was expecting it to be some big plot thing, and then you talked about it being funny, and then it was, okay, I get that. I don't think it's as hilarious as you do. There were funny moments. Like you said, there were jokes in there that landed.
Oh, I just think that this is a fun romp. I think the entire premise is ridiculous. Time travel is always a goofy premise. Like, it never works cleanly. It always suffers from a variety of tropes. Like, what is it? The 4th or 5th movie where they're on Earth in the 80s. The entire time
4th.
they're on Earth is hilarious and cringy because it really doesn't make any sense. I feel that's just kind of how time stories work. Like, and it works the same way going into the future.
Any time travel story is automatically going to have issues just because of the nature of time travel.
It's always got a fish out of water feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I
And plus,
definitely enjoyed
we got Mud back.
it.
And you gotta
I
admit,
like Mud.
it's great.
I really
character.
wish I should have gone back after that first one and watched that original series episode. Because I remember so very little about that character from his original appearance, but that would have added a layer of context here. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that actor's performance immensely.
Oh, my deepest hope is that we see Harry Mudd again. To
Yeah.
where I have seen, he has not come back yet, but that means absolutely nothing.
Well, it'll have to be before the end of season 2, because that's where the time jump is, isn't it? At the end of season 2.
I have no idea.
Because I believe 3 and 4 are both in the future. Though I guess he's already dabbled in time travel once. He could pop up in the future. At
Yeah,
some
I
point.
mean, like, these fuckers already gotten time crystals once.
Like,
He's
what
got
the
a
fuck
process.
are you doing here, you asshole? We traveled centuries into the future, and you still like, ugh.
You doubt hardcore mud?
No, but that would have been funny if like Mud is he's the Q of the series. He just keeps popping up and annoying the shit out of everybody.
See, that's what I really, really want because the actor is fantastic. Like he's just great to watch.
Speaking of which, they dropped the first like full trailer for Picard season 2 the other day.
I saw something about that. I'm fairly excited for that.
Yeah,
Like I'm still
looked good.
I'm still
It looked
blown
good.
away by your comparison to this and Picard because like I honest to God thought you really, really liked Picard.
I did. I mean, I don't. There are aspects of Picard I really, really like. Overall, as a show, it's good. It's good. It's not the greatest thing. It's not the best Trek.
It says Star Trek on the tin, and it is Star Trek.
It is Star Trek. I like a lot about it. Most of what I like about it is stuff people don't like about it. I like the modern,
that's one of those things. Like I'm not
realistic looking vibe of it.
like I'm not super into the overarching like Trek space and vibe. Like what is the overarching opinion on the new series? Like I know the issues with this is people don't like that it's mucking around with old canon.
Well, the overall like the general problem is most people tend to have. Well, I mean, there are a lot of people who don't like
because like Picard is the one that surprises me that anyone wouldn't like. Like I know some people don't like that there's cursing, which what the fuck ever to that.
Yeah, it's two things. Number one, there's generally people who just don't like the story, who think the story's just bad. That there are plot holes and this
Excuse
and
me,
that.
did
and all
they
that
watch
stuff,
the first 2 seasons of TNG?
But then the other one is the same as this. It's the aesthetic. It doesn't look and feel like Trek. It doesn't follow Roddenberry's vision.
See, that's not a good argument. And like in terms of like the aesthetics, I like the updates we see.
Dude.
I like how this ship looks. This feels good.
This,
It feels like a man-made construction. It feels like a vehicle. It's got a similar
right.
feel to me to like a large ship design. Like, have you ever been up north to the shipwreck museum on the lake? It's a old coal carrier, and you can actually go through the entire thing. And like, there's even access to see like the empty bays. Like, the construction used there, like it reminds me of this. Like, it feels right.
The difference to me between this and Picard is, like, this feels like there are changes in here that go above and beyond modernizing it. We're not just making it. We're not adapting it.
We're making it sleeker,
changing it.
sexier.
Like it's like with a lot of stuff in like the Marvel shows in it. There's a lot of things like with the costumes and all that because it's a live action thing. You're adapting it to a different medium, which makes sense, right? You have to change it, and I think that's something where I think
Let's
really
be
good.
honest. If Hawkeye had a mask, the Avengers would have kicked him out in the movies. Let's be
like,
real honest. Hawkeye's mask is terrible.
There's a difference though between adapting something and just completely and totally changing it to something different.
I would agree.
And I feel like this show starts to lean into that territory with a lot of stuff. Aesthetic, especially the uniforms. The uniforms look like I could believe these as uniforms that actually succeed the Enterprise era uniforms before the original series uniforms to a certain extent. But number one, this is way too close to the actual like Kirk era.
Right.
Also, they've completely abandoned the red, blue, gold color construct.
Yeah, because this is supposed to be, what, 20 years before Kirk?
10 years.
10 years? Okay.
About 10 years or so. So like they completely abandoned that, which I don't know why. Why would you get rid of the Command Sciences Engineering Security Division color code? That's like that is an element of Trek uniforms that has been in every single era. That predates the Federation, for heaven's sake. And they get rid of it here. They don't even attempt to implement it here.
I'm just going to throw this out there. What I'm honestly willing to bet it is that like their director of photography or like their lead storyboard person hated that look and just from an
Oh.
early stage was like, no, let's give it a more militaristic, uniform, industrial feel. So they gave them all jumpers.
And the minute that person said he wanted to abandon that, he should have been fired from the project, and they should have brought somebody in. And I said it with absolutely no sarcasm whatsoever.
I'm not accusing you of sarcasm.
Well, you started laughing a little, so I just
I
wanted to make
laugh
sure
at
it was
everything.
clear that that was a serious comment. No, if you get somebody who starts like, well, I don't like that aspect of Trek, I'm just going to dump it.
I'm
for
just saying,
something
like, from
totally
a production
different.
standpoint, why a decision like that would get
Why?
made.
All right, you're doing the color change thing with the striping on the uniforms. Which they're doing too. Oh, my mic. Is that better? Oh.
You're buzzy again.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, no.
Special guest star, Mike Issues.
Frequent guest star on this channel.
Mr. Issues, Mr. Mike Issues.
No, but like they're already doing the color change thing to indicate the difference between enlisted and officers. That could have just been gold, red, blue, and that would have been an improvement. Although if you were going to do that, I wouldn't have had as much coloration. I would have toned it down a little bit. But that and the color, I'm with you. The half color thing is just weird.
Yeah, it is. I'm right there with you. It's weird. Like, it doesn't destroy anything for me, but like when it's front and center, it is hard to not just notice.
To me, there's a way to look at the uniforms in Enterprise, look at the uniforms in the original series, and find something that's like, all right, what is something that looks like it could be a transition between this and this with a vaguely modern-esque looking aesthetic? You could do that. I think you could do that. You could come up with something, and it would fit in this version of the universe, but still be true to the actual story in the franchise. These uniforms look like they didn't even try that.
To me, it looks like they bought a whole bunch of jumpers, which
Yeah,
I can understand from a production standpoint how you get here, but there is a part of me that agrees with you just from the standpoint of the budget they have for a project like this. Because like normally when you end up in an argument like that, it's an argument of, look, we can get this many jumpers for this price, we can modify them at this price, versus you want to get how many separate garments.
Also, the fact that they don't have anybody working on the project who knows enough about Star Trek and the fandom to know that this sort of thing is going to piss off a lot of people.
Oh, I fully believe they knew they were going to piss people off, but they just sort of accepted that.
And if it's people who know it's going to piss people off like this unnecessarily, and they do it anyways, at that point you are just deliberately sabotaging your own show and deliberately setting out the piss off part of the fandom. And I don't know why you would do that. That's just wrong.
Well, I mean, okay, devil's advocate for a minute here. We're both in agreement that the writing is one of the strongest points of this show.
Narratively, the show is on point, in my opinion.
If you have a writer or a writing team that comes forward with a project that they very badly want to do, and, they get X, Y, and Z in order, but, Q, R, and S aren't quite cooperating to get us there, do you skip those and hope for the best with having most of the rest of the alphabet there supporting you? Or do you wait and potentially never get to make your project? I view this as a case of it's flawed, but very clearly a project with a lot of passion and dedication behind it.
See, that I don't get. I don't get the passion and dedication. I get you know what project I look at and I see passion and dedication from? Lower Decks.
Definitely.
That show screams made by somebody who is a hardcore fan. This person loves the franchise, knows the franchise, and is putting all of that into what they're doing. That show is different. That show is more different than Star Trek than this is because of the humorous nature of it. The kind of like Rick and Morty.
Well, I'd like to point out.
But it still feels more like Trek
I would also
in a
like
lot
to
of
point
ways.
out Lower Decks is by design a satire.
Well, yeah.
By design.
Well, then that's what I'm saying. It's a very different style of thing. It's a satire, but in some ways, it feels more like Trek than this does. Because that attention to detail is there. it's making fun of, it's satirizing the thing, but it's being satirized by somebody who knows it, who knows that I can poke fun at this, and this, and people will get it.
See, I think the entire backbone of what makes that show work is making fun of the slavish devotion to canon. The idea of not being able to play with these concepts and characters in new ways.
See,
I think Lower Decks is a glorious middle finger to the fans, and that's why we all love it.
I don't think it's a middle finger to the fans at all. I think because it's poking fun of itself. It's being self-referential, but it's not a middle finger to the fans. I've never gotten that impression that they were telling me that I, as the fan, is what's being made fun of.
Every episode,
it's always been the show itself.
Every episode to me has been about dissecting various tropes and why they're ludicrous and don't make sense and why it's silly that we like them. But we like them, so we're gonna do them.
I just don't react to it in that way, but.
And that, dude, that's good.
Yeah.
Like, we should have a variety of reactions. God, how boring would the world fucking be if we all just walked around nodding along with each other?
Yeah. Though it makes sense that you would that sort of thing would be the reason why you like it, because you don't know. I don't think you actually know enough about Trek on a deep dive level to actually get a lot of the subtext there. So there would have to be something else that's drawing you to it.
I would like to point out, I tend to catch a lot of deep cut references. What I usually miss is the background references.
Yeah.
Like, if there's dialogue calling attention to something, I almost always catch it, and I can almost always extrapolate on. Very rarely has that show had me in a corner where it's like, I have no fucking clue what this is. But there is shit in the background that I'm confident they took from background shots of episodes, and other people are making these like moonshot level connections, and the entire fandom's like, yeah. Because that's fucking nerds, dude. That's how we do.
Yeah.
That's how Star Wars fandom works. That's how the Gundam fandom works. That's how the Ruby fandom works from what I've seen. That is every fandom ever. A small group of people dissect it down to the fucking cellular level, and then everyone else is just pleased that they're doing this.
Yeah.
From having to do it. It's the same way with Doctor Who fans.
You know, Nostalgia Critic really nailed it with his slogan. I remember it, so you don't have to. Yeah, no, just like, that should be a fucking marketing course. Like, goddamn. That's the internet age. That's what we're doing. We're watching Star Trek Discovery. You don't have to now.
I will say, at first, the idea of time crystals in this seemed a little like eye-rollishly, kind of like, really?
Probably because it's a time
crystal?
travel plot.
But the idea of like them being something that is like it's not used or whatever because it's inherently unstable, even though they're out there.
Yeah, like it's just not a good idea.
But he got it from some sort of a fourth dimensional race that was able to stabilize it. I'm like, that actually makes sense. All right, I buy this a little more now. That is an adequate nerd explanation.
He borrowed the Bajoran time sphere.
Orb. They're not spheres. They're like hourglass shaped.
Thank you for proving my point about slavish devotion to the canon. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
We're a team. We are in this together.
But no, Stamets was really good this episode. He kind of took the front center stage and did some stuff.
Like, I need to like go on IMDb, look up the actor, and see what he's done before this because like I'm just curious where he built his skills up. He's got a good range.
I'm also starting to pick up more on some of the names, so that's good. That's a good sign.
Is there anybody you're still hazy on? Maybe I can help. New guy is Kyle.
I mean, you put me on the spot now, and I'm
sorry,
blanking out on all of them. But
because I mean, like our main crew basically is Stamets, Saru, Captain Lorca, Michael,
Tilly,
and Tilly.
Like
honestly, that's our core cast. There are a bunch of supporting cast members that you see all the time, But let's be honest. I think Blue Robot Girl had the most lines this episode she's had all series, and it was 2. Yeah.
No. I will say, Tilly continues to grow on me.
Dude, she's great.
Tilly's, yeah.
Oh, okay. This is dumb because it's one of those things that people always project on celebrities, and it's a stupid thing to do. I hope that she is that nice and sunny, like as a human being. I hope that she walked into the casting call and just was like, everybody, like telling everybody to have a good day, like offering muffins and shit, and they were like, "All right, that's a Tilly. We found our optimistic, rosy-cheeked youngin."
No. Yeah, no. Like I said, we're getting in this. I am fully invested now. Even if we stopped doing this,
that was truly the biggest risk in this because I knew there was a chance that you were just gonna be no.
I think I'm at the point that even if we were for whatever reason to stop doing this on the channel or whatever, I would still go through and keep watching. So you have gotten me through the door, sir. I am in the room, and you have closed it behind me.
And it only took minor shoving.
Yeah, compared to what it took for you to get me to do certain other things.
Well, okay, I'd like to point out, I'm the reason you've heard of Ruby.
Yes, you are, and I will forever be grateful for you. That
I stand by my original description. And now that you're a true fan, maybe you can weigh in. It's about girls in pretty ball gowns fighting monsters.
None of them actually wear ball gowns, except for that one episode where they're actually at a dance. But it's not a ball gown.
In some of
There's a couple of episodes where they are in what could technically be called ball gowns, but that's because they're at formal events.
They're mostly pretty dresses.
Pretty dresses.
Yang and Blake don't wear dresses or even skirts as part of their outfits. First of all, Ruby and Weiss wear combat skirts. And so does Nora. But Pyrrha doesn't even wear one. So saying it is about that explicitly is an overstretch.
Hey, you opened the door.
You open a fucking door, dude. We've had this discussion before if you didn't know what was coming.
Oh no. Last week we got Game of Thrones discussion. This week we get this.
Yeah, no, that's...
We're spilling the tea.
No, but, yeah, I think, do you have anything else?
Just that we are at InfoConfused on Twitter.com. Check us out there. Enjoy us on YouTube. Like, subscribe. Obviously, comment. Please comment. That is like the biggest determining factor for the algorithm for some reason.
Yeah. Make sure you hit the bell for the notifications. Yeah, and till next time, we are Informed and Confused. I'm Alan.
And I'm Nick.
See you later.
Bye.